Welcome back, welcome back. We're gonna head down to the creek today, see if we can't find anything. It's a little bit in the afternoon, but we got a couple hours, so let's go check it out. Yeah, I'll get with you when we get down there. Okay, we got permission off the guy who drove up there. About talked my ear off. Started out talking about archaeology. It went to how the earth turns, all the way to hog raising. So he gave me permission to hunt this creek, and I've never been in this creek. And you can see this creek looks real nice. There's a lot of flat land it winds through, and these banks are cut. Some of them are cut 5 and 6 feet high. As you can see, this is probably a 4 foot high, 3.5. But I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna walk south, then I'm gonna walk the other side of the creek north, and we'll go all the way up there. We got about 4 hours before it gets dark, so let's get busy. I'll let you know if I find anything. As soon as I step in the creek, look at this. There's a nice old marble. Bad to start the day, but not exactly what we're looking for. A lot of bedrock in this creek. I like to get a gold pan, come down here and clean some of these cracks out, just to see if there's any gold here in West Virginia in this creek. I know there's not, whoa, about ate it. I know there's not much gold in West Virginia, but if any, that might be a good place to start looking. Got our first artifact. Something I don't find in the creek much, but it is what it is. Definitely. I picked it up already just to make sure. It looked like a nutting hole right there. So to confirm it, you got one in the back too. So it's not that great. It's a hard stone. It was probably a hammer stone because it's beat up. All these hard stones, hammer stones, they're just like pecked out a little on each side. Maybe that was just for I'll set it right here and get it on the way back. Maybe that was just for grip or something. I don't know. But they never seem to be pecked out or as deep as a sandstone. It was probably a lot harder to get a hole in a hard stone. We're still looking. Here's a hematite paint stone. I don't see any real flat facets on it. Possibly it could have been worked a little bit, but there's a lot of natural hematite in this creek, so I would say not. You can see that red paint coming off on me. That color. All the pigment, all you do is rub that. It just rubs all off on you. More old glassware. That one's complete there. Little cream pot or something. Probably had another glass lid that screwed down on it. It's pretty old, decorative. I'm gonna take it. It's pretty cool. Right there's a that's a definite core right there. You can see where they've knocked spalls off of that. And it hasn't been rolling around in here very long either. Back that way there's a lot of cut banks. So I know it's just as, because as sharp as it is, it hasn't been rolling around in this creek long. It may have originated right in this area. Still looking, but it's getting late. Here we go. And I almost stopped picking this stuff up because there's so much natural hematite in here. But I can see a facet on this laying right by the cow patty there. Yeah, you can definitely see. Let me go over here in the sun. You can definitely see a facet on that. And this is all flat here where they've rubbed it. And right back here on the back also. Not a great piece, but after you pick up 500 of them and finally find one worked, it's rewarding. What do you make of this? It's not stone. It's definitely a bone. But that small, does somebody throw that out of their piece of meat, out of their steak, and it rolled in the creek? I don't know. How does that get cut like that? It's the only way I could figure. Somebody had a steak and threw it down. I'll take opinions on that. I'll keep it in case it is something. Looky there, I bet that was an ancient ring. Fit right on my finger. Well, we didn't have much luck in the creek. But if we had more time, we could go down to the river and do some sifting. Wait a minute. What am I talking about? We got all the time in the world. We got the time machine. We got the flux. All we got to do is go one day into the future. That should do it. Okay, engine running. Time circuit's on. Flux capacitor fluxing. Let's get started. Come on. My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 38 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious stuff. We made it! June 1st, in the morning. Let's get to the river. We're gonna get us something today. All right. Okay, we're down at the river. And when I came down here, there's fresh footprints in here. Looks like from yesterday. Yeah, I'd say somebody was definitely in here doing some sifting, because you can see where they've got up in here on this. Same thing over here. They've sifted this here. I think they just took sample sifting. They sampled it, and then they sampled over there too, trying to find a good spot. But I will tell you, this points here don't come easy. This sand's about 10-15 inches deep. I think after they dug this sample hole and saw how far down that base clay was, they didn't want nothing else to do with that. Yeah, a lot of people watch these videos and think, oh, this guy's down here finding 3-4 points in 30 minutes. Well, you're seeing the condensed down version. That's what you're seeing. They don't see the 10-12 hours you're down here breaking your back shoveling this sand. You can see right here they sifted all that. They took a few samples here. Took a few samples there. Yeah, all the way down the beach. Looks like they took samples. The funny thing, old dude was right here. He took sample screens all down the beach, and he felt the most concentrate right here. But I've done sifted this whole place out and rinsed it clear down to the base. And most of what he's finding was this gravel busted off of all that concrete laying there. I know what's in here. Okay, yeah, somebody's they've walked this whole beach. I have a good idea who it was. That's okay. I guess we're sharing spots now. But they didn't want that old ball mason I found. It washed back out. It's not very old, but we got something down here. And I've found 4 or 5 old bottles washed out. Now, I think the dump was actually right here. And this is what happens at a lot of these dumps on the river. They're actually right where the water is now. So the dump is washed away, and some of the stuff is still under the sand, and once in a while it gets washed out. But we got another one sticking down here. They should have waited till the water was gone. Hopefully this is whole. If it feels like it's got resistance. Oh yeah. It's whole. It's another Raymond Brewing Company. me clean this mud out of it. Yeah, they should have waited till the water was down to come down. Oh, this one's even better shape than the one I found up the river. Usually the one I found up the river, the raised lettering's kind of all scratchy where it's been rubbing against rocks. This one's got a little bit, but not much, and a little bit of scratching, or just a little scratch around the top there. That's in a lot better shape. Nothing on the bottom of this one. Plain bottom. But that's another good find. That's the second one. I find a lot of these, but they're usually just shards. But this is the second hole one I found here. Raymond Brewing Company, Wheeling, WVA. Very cool. Very cool. We got one. I've been sifting through here. I tried up along this log here because last year I found that table rock or Ashtabula looking point here and a couple other ones jammed against that log, but nothing was in there. I found a couple small pieces of campfire stone. That was it. So I boarded that and came over here into this concentrated line. It runs down this beach. We got one right here in the screen. We're getting flakes. See, there's flakes in here. Tell me if you see it. It's just there. It ain't the greatest, but it's all there. Maybe a little sharpened down fish spear of some sort. We'll take that. We're on the board. We're in a good area. We're getting a lot of concentrated stone and flint. I'll get back with you. I get another one. And right here's the funny thing about the artifact pirate yesterday. I had this nutting stone, and it's a nice one too. I mean, it's got some holes all over the back, but the top's really nice. I mean, look at the holes in this. See, it's a nice one, nice little one. 2 big holes. And I had it. I was here last time and found it right over here. A little bit of it was sticking out. There was 2 more stones, but this was the only nutting stone. It was sticking out a little bit, and I dug it the other day. And I set it over here in this tire like that to get it when I was leaving, and I forgot it. So they found it, set it down there, and they left and they forgot it. So I got it back. Check this out. This tree has been laying in there long. It was there last year, this old tree. And it's completely dead. But must not be, because look here at the end. I mean, it's up off the ground, but it's got new 3 or 4 little sycamore trees, and that's probably just in the dirt. But this one is actually growing inside of the log. It's planted roots, and it's growing roots down into that log where it's got mud on that. Trees will to survive. All right, I'm on a good area of concentrates here. They're deep, but they're down there. Right there's 5 flakes of flint in that screen. That'll keep me going. Every time I find flakes, I know there's more stuff in there. But check this out. What I just screened out. A cell phone. Oh, it's totally roached. Verizon LG. It's one of those flip-up type with a keyboard. Water in the screen. Never know what you're gonna get under here. We got us a twofer. I will scan this over. Tell me if you see them. Right here's our first piece. Now it's broken. It's just a shard of a hematite stone, but you can see scratches on the back of it right there where they've rubbed that to make paint. This one looks really dark in the middle, and all the pigment stuff's on the outside on the cortex. Not a great one. I found a lot better than that, but still an artifact nevertheless. And here's our second one. It's a little blade, little Flint Ridge blade, pink and cream color. It's a not bad little piece right there. It's got just a little bit of damage out of the side here, but right there's a piece of the cortex of the stone right there. So not much damage, but a cool little blade. Anyway, here's like a beaver jaw or something. Little baby beaver jaw or something. I'm still, whoa, wait a minute. We had a threefer. There's a piece of pottery right there. Little piece of pottery. I don't find shards much bigger than this. Maybe the biggest one I found was maybe 3 times that size. Maybe like this big. But they're usually busted up down in here. We're on a good area. Stand right at it. Here's a cool little blade that I just sifted. Looks like they just knocked a big shard off the outside of a river chert and worked it on one side down through here. And then you can see right here where they've struck it and knocked a little place off there, maybe to hold on to it better, to thin it down. Use like a little knife, probably just a quick knife, do some skinning or something. Not great, but another artifact. And there was another small piece of pottery I sifted, but I didn't show that. It's just about the size of a penny. Not very good. Still at it. I had to come over and get my camera. We got a killer of a Mississippian triangle in the screen. Best one I've ever found. Get over here. Oh my gosh, it's a killer. It's nice. I ran out of concentrate stuff there. I dug down, cleared that whole area, so I moved over a little bit. Started hitting more, and you gotta see this. Tell me if you see that one in there. It's just here. Look at that. It's stained up from all this muck. But it looks like maybe Crooksville. Oh, that is just killer right there. It was, and I went with this 1/2-inch screen. I don't know how many triangles I'm losing through here, but I can sift a lot faster with this screen. But I looked down and it was sticking down in like that. It lacked maybe 1/8 of an inch from dropping through there. My next sifter I build, I got another design in mind. It's going to be killer. But I'm going back to I'm going to try to find some 3/8 screen. If not, I'm going back to the 1/4 inch. Because, man, I almost lost that. Look at that. It's beveled even. Very nice. Very nice. That's a true bow and arrow point right there. How'd you like to have that thing flying at you? Ah. I'll be careful with that one. How that didn't break, I don't know. That's 3 for today. And a nice bottle. And all of our other stuff, our flint, well, that little blade, and our pottery. Little blade's not bad. Move all of our stuff here. Get a little picture of it all after we're done. I'm still looking. Okay, I'm all in. We're going to drag up and get out of here. Here's everything we found. That nice bottle, Raymond Brewing Company. Bottom's slick, but still, that's the second one of those we found. That one's even better. Found these two pieces of pottery I showed you. Had this nice little Flint Ridge blade. And this point we found first, I'm kind of leaning towards Brewerton point, some side notch point, because you can faintly see what's left of a notch on that side before they sharpened it way down. Then we had that killer triangle. Man, that thing is really nice. That little flaked off blade, one rubbed hematite stone. We got all these flakes. Now here's something, three things I didn't show. This is a little broken shard off something that's worked all the way around there. Who knows what that was. Found this busted little preform, got a big chunk out of it. And then this big hunk of flint with some spalls taken off. So the pirate didn't get anything out of here yesterday. Well, I don't know if he did, but by the looks of his digging, doesn't seem like he got anything. He surely didn't get this stuff. That's it for today. If you like this, hit that subscribe button. It gives me more motivation. The more subscribers I get more motivation to get out there and make better videos and find better stuff. And the moral of the story today is, don't be a pirate. Arr! We'll catch you on the next one.